It is a late news to say that nvidia has open sourced, quote unquote open sourced, their drivers. So you can no longer use their proprietary drivers, and a bit of your completely free Libre operating system is now liberated by nvidia having a free open source driver. But that case on paper sounds pretty good, but in actuality it is not the case. Look, nvidia open sourcing their drivers, the general user or the end user would think like they don't even care, right? Because what's the point? What's the benefit of having an open source software when not all of people are programmers, or they can look at the code, they build it themselves, modify it themselves, make custom builds to optimize for their hardware. Not most people can do it, but there are distributors. People that are on part of the open source community can actually modify and use this in a way that users would be happy to use. Well, on Gentoo you can compile it using Portage, but for now it comes as a binary blob, and whenever this thing's in complete testing and the testing is satisfied, it will come into the repository as a compilable package, compilable atom, and you can compile it using some specific useplex to optimize for your hardware. But what's the catch here? Well, nvidia has only open sourced their kernel drivers, kernel loadable modules, the KO driver. You could see that there are the KO or kernel object files. I'm gonna show you in a minute how it is done. Let's open up a terminal then, and you can compile the nvidia drivers using the make file. Let me check this make files for modules. So there are some parts for nvidia install. You go to the nvidia folder, and there's the make file that will install the nvidia kernel module. Then you have nvidia drm kernel module and modset. So if you see, I have already installed a binary blob, so nvidia modset and nvidia drm. So the targets should match these three. My kernel binary, where is modset? So module install and modules, kernel by modset. Okay, so the nv kernel and the modset is there. So where is the drm? There's no drm right now. Let's see the issue, if there's some references to it. Well, the fact is that it is not open source. The user land is not open source. So the only concern of the security perspective is that the kernel modules might run some malicious code, malicious things like a backdoor into the hardware itself, and that can cause a lot of problems. We don't know if it's proprietary, so it's now open source. Now we can examine and see if there are some malicious code, and if there is, we can fix the bugs. So step by step compiling everything with makefile. It is a very stupid idea. Do not try this because this is a waste of time and only an idiot would do it. But I like to waste my time. That's why I will happily do it. So let's see the make files. Source nvidia, source kernel, source so here's our makefile. Again, very simple, and for now this is the changes I made. Now for libOS, this is how I built it. There are a lot of warning because there is WL flag, all flag, and extra and optimization level 2. But we cannot compile this because we don't know, we haven't compiled the other libraries yet. This is the biggest problem now. We'll just step by step, and let's see how the nvidia kernel is built. If I can build it successfully, I'll definitely not be showing every single part. I'll definitely show a milestone like building the entire kernel modules, then and the next step I might install it. So well, that's it for now. Not much information. Just dislike it. Doesn't deserve any likes. Thank you.